Hey everyone, Ethan here from WordTech, and I've got a review video for you guys today of the Acer CB3-431. Kind of a lame name, but Acer's been known to do that with their Chromebooks. Anyway though, this here is going to be a 14-inch Chromebook here. It's actually made of solid metal, beautiful machine. And so just to jump right into it, I'll get straight to the specs. So the specifications of this machine is going to be a quad-core Intel Celeron processor with HD 400 graphics, 4 gigabytes of low-power DDR3 RAM. It's got a 32 gigabyte storage in it, which is actually double what you normally see in Chromebooks, which is nice. It's just a little bit extra to have. Not a big deal. You can run off 16 totally fine, but generally 32 is just nice to have, and it does have SD card expansion. And then it's also got this 1920 by 1080 IPS display. Beautiful display. I'll get more into that in a minute, but so far, you know, the specs are looking really good. Physical form factor wise, it's just like any other pretty much 14-inch laptop. A little bit thick on the bezel side, but that allows you to have a little bit of a larger keyboard, which is nice to have, of course. And it is made of all aluminum, cold to the touch everywhere. Of course, the trackpad is plastic, but everything else is aluminum. So it is a very premium feeling notebook, Chromebook for about $300, but you got this one for slightly under $300, brand new. Really good looking machine. I was impressed. I actually thought it was plastic, a silver plastic, when I saw it, and then I picked it up and it was cold. I was surprised by that. So anyway, continuing on with the specifications though, I/O wise, you've got on the left side here a Kensington lock port, 2 USB 3.0s. Those are your only USB ports, but they are 3.0s, so if you need to transfer files or anything like that for whatever reason, you've got fast file transfers there. HDMI port, nothing on the front or the back, of course. And then the side over here is going to have your power input and your headphone jack. And it actually does not have a micro SD card or SD card expansion. I apologize for that. Most Chromebooks do. I'm guessing that's the reason they gave you the 32 gigabytes of storage. I thought that it did for whatever reason. I thought I saw one on there. My bad. But yeah, no expandable storage when it comes to SD cards. Of course, you can always add a flash drive and it's able to read from that and everything. So if you need to store stuff, you can just store it on your flash drive or whatever. So anyway, to jump into the overall design aspect of this though, I actually think it's a really good looking machine. It's really comfortable. It feels good. The keyboard is pretty excellent for a Chromebook. It's not going to be top notch. It's not going to be, you know, Google Pixel quality, but it is a good keyboard. It's comfortable to type on. It has decent travel distance for a Chromebook. You know, the keys are a little bit mushy. There's not a whole lot of flex, which is nice, which is mostly, I'm assuming, because it's an aluminum chassis even under the keyboard. So that's nice to have. Overall though, I think it's one of the best looking Chromebooks out there, aside from the really, really expensive ones. You know, there are some, you know, like such as the Pixel, for example, is a really expensive one, but that's going to be, you know, you're paying a premium for the looks. This here is $300, and as you guys can see, it's a pretty good looking machine. And so I like that. It's really thin. Actually surprised just how thin that thing is. You know, and it is just a Chromebook, but you know, still, you know, it's nice to have a machine that looks good like this. You know, it's a little bit impressive. So anyway though, that's pretty much it for the design overall. I think it looks good myself. Of course, that is you know, very subjective according to your opinion if you like a metal chassis and all that stuff, but I think it looks good. But to get into probably the most important segment of this video would be the performance section. So anyway, the performance of this machine here is actually pretty excellent. So the quad-core processor, it is a Celeron, but it's quad-core, performs really well alongside the 4 gigabytes of low-power DDR3 that it has built in. So, you know, overall, it's the fastest Chromebook I've ever personally used. I've used some of the dual-core ones out there. They tend to be all right, but once you get beyond 2 or 3 tabs, or once you start trying to do something like watching videos, they start to slow down. I've had previous Acer Chromebooks where they would only run for, you know, that you would load up a YouTube video, for example, and then when you're trying to do other web browsing while the YouTube video is running in the background, they'd be really slow. Part of that was because a lot of them only have 2 gigabytes of RAM. The other part of that is going to be that they you know, don't have quad-core processors. A lot of them are just running a dual-core. So performance-wise, when it comes to handling your workload on here, it's going to be just about as good as any of the top-end Chromebooks out there. You know, some of the very high-end ones are going to be a little bit quicker, but not a, you know, substantial amount, not enough, I think, to really matter, in my opinion. So it is a very fast Chromebook, very great there. The display is actually one of the key features of this. So not only are you getting a metal unibody design that's really awesome, but you'll actually get a really good display on this, which is another thing that a lot of Chromebooks in the lower price range are lacking. It is a 1080p IPS panel. It's really nice. It's not a touchscreen like a lot of them are out there, but it is a really nice panel. It's kind of a semi-gloss, so it's not totally glossy. It does reflect things decently, but there's a little bit of a matte coating there, so it's not too bad. It does get pretty bright. It looks really good. Viewing angles are absolutely excellent on this machine, so you won't be unsatisfied with that, which I think the display is something that's really important for a Chromebook, considering that it's designed to be a media consumption device as well as basic web browsing. But consuming media is one of the biggest things people do on the internet. That's kind of the idea behind the Chromebook. Display matters a lot. So display wise, performance is very good. It's just a 60 hertz panel, because of course you're not gaming on it, but it is a good panel. Very happy with the display on this. Webcam wise, it's actually a decent webcam. It's not bad. My quality is kind of standard subpar, as most webcams are, but it actually is a pretty decent webcam. It does a pretty good job. So if you're using it for Skype or something, I maybe wouldn't necessarily recommend it for business, but it'd be totally fine for just talking to a friend or whatever. Works for that. Keyboard I already went over. It's a good keyboard. A little bit mushy, but other than that, it's a good keyboard. And the touchpad, it performs really well as well. So it's really accurate. It's got a click to it, actually, where you just push down, a pressure click, which is something that a lot of computers are starting to go to now, rather than two separate left and right clicks. And of course, it's touch sensitive with multi-touch, so you can pinch and zoom, and you can double or tap with 2 fingers to right click and all those sorts of things. But it is nice to see just a center click touchpad. I do prefer those myself. Some people maybe don't. Everybody I've talked to has always preferred them though. So battery life wise, as that's probably the most important thing when it comes to a Chromebook other than the display. Battery life is absolutely incredible on this machine. They rated it 12 hours. I probably wouldn't have been surprised if they rated it 15 hours. We have gotten so much battery usage out of this on a single charge that we charged it up once. I bought this for my girlfriend, and she charged it up once, used it for like a whole week and didn't charge it, and it was fine. It kept going, and it finally did end up dying, but I was impressed. You go use this thing for a couple hours and you're down like 10%. So the 12-hour rating is probably about on par if you're doing fairly heavy web browsing, such as watching videos and stuff like that. If it was just watching or just web browsing, like doing spreadsheets or checking email, it's going to last even longer than that 12 hours. So really impressed with the battery life of this machine, which of course is one of the really important things when it comes to Chromebooks. They're designed that way to be a basic web browsing machine. They need to have good battery life. And the charge time's pretty good too. It only takes a couple of hours and it's back up to 100%. So you won't be charging this thing all the time. Which is really awesome. It's good to not have to charge a machine all the time, and it'd be great for like school or something like that as well. So anyway, in conclusion, this is the nicest Chromebook I've ever set my hands on, other than maybe the the Chromebook Pixel obviously is nicer, but you're looking at over $1,000 for a machine like that. For $300, you can't beat this. I would recommend going with this over something like the Asus standard Chromebooks, some of the more basic ones from Samsung and whatnot. This is a very nice, very premium feeling Chromebook. It's got an excellent display. It's comfortable to use, comfortable to type on. It's overall a great looking machine, and it functions great, and battery life is great. So there's pretty much nothing bad about it that I've found so far in terms of Chromebooks, other than maybe the keyboard could be better, but obviously there's always room for improvement on everything. I would highly recommend this. You guys can check out the Amazon affiliate link that I have below if you're interested in buying it, but it's an amazing machine. You'll be happy with it. So anyway, everybody, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support that we've been getting, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have one. Let me know what you guys think. We've only had it here for a couple of weeks, so I don't really know the durability of it. I'll probably put up a durability review about 3 months from now to let you guys know how it's holding up, but let me know how it's held up for you guys. Anyway, thank you for watching.